Hey guys, welcome back to this new video, and in this video let's learn about functions in Python. So function is a piece of code we define somewhere, and if we call somewhere else it will run that piece of code for us. So we can use that name only for calling the function or running that code. So it is basically used for avoiding the repetition of code. So how to create a function? Let me create a sample function. So we use def keyword, which means defining, and this is function name, which is wish, and followed by a parenthesis. So this could be any name. I created wish as a function. So if I run this, we will see nothing because we are just defined a function. So to run this, we have to call that function with using its name and a parenthesis. So if I run this now, you will see hello in the console, because we are calling here. When it calls, it will go to that definition and it will run that piece of code defined there. So we can pass on inputs to the function. Let's say we are giving name inside a function. Let's say as Praveen, and this is called an argument. Argument is input given to the function, and here let's say the name of the argument that we are passing, it is name, right? So this is type of name, right? So this is a variable, and this is also called as parameter, because for this parameter this is the argument. Okay, so the name of the variable is parameter and the value of the variable is argument. So this is what argument and parameters are. If I run this, we will see nothing because we are not using this variable inside the function. So let me use it here as hello name. If I run this now, you will see hello Praveen. If I give any other name like Kevin, if I run this now, you will see hello Kevin. So this is how the function definition and calling works. Okay, this is how we pass arguments to a function. We can produce any, we can pass any number of arguments we want. Let's say I'm printing age. Let me give age here. If I run this, hello Kevin, and we are not saying age because we are not using the age here. Let me give here. If I run this now, you will see age here. So you can see the age here, it's 67. So this is how we pass multiple arguments. So if you are passing multiple arguments, you have to give same number of values, arguments to a parameter. So this is 2 parameters. For these 2 parameters you have to pass 2 arguments. Okay, and the order should be same. The first is name, and we will pass name as the first input. Okay, and second is age, we will pass second as age. Okay, so the order should be same. So if you are not using the order, if you change the order, it will change the input. Okay, so if you are not using the order, we can use keyword like name equal to Kevin and age equal to 67. Okay, so this name is the parameter name and this is parameter name. So if we change the order, it will not affect the program. Okay, if I give comma here, so if I run this now, it will work fine. It will work the same because we are specifying the value with the parameter name. So if we don't care about orders now. So but if we don't give the order, like don't give the keyword or the parameter name, it will change the order and it will say hello 67 and age is Kevin. So it will change the order. So we are just printing without any operation. If I plus age with 2, it will throw an error because string cannot be plussed, because now we are passing age as Kevin. So Kevin plus 2 will not work, right? So this will affect the program. So in order to not affect the program, we have to either pass the parameter name like name equal to, or we have to follow the order that we gave. If I run now, it will work fine. So this is how we use keywords. So this is called keyword, and this is called keyword argument. Like if you pass the argument with the name, like a parameter name, it is called as keyword argument. If you pass without the keyword, it is called positional argument, because we are passing arguments based on position, or based on orders. So now let's see how to pass default value to a parameter. Okay, let's say we are giving name only. Okay, let's say name as Kevin, and we are not giving the age. Okay, but we want age to be there. Okay, we don't want any error. If I run this, it will throw an error because missing one required positional argument, age. Okay, so since we are getting this error, to avoid this error, we can defaultly have the age as, let's say, 18. Okay, so let's remove this addition, and if I give equal to as 18 inside this function definition itself, like while creating a parameter name, if I give this with equal to, it will assign that value to age as default. Okay, if I not giving age here, it will take that as a age. So here you can see 18 as a age. So this is how we defaultly set the parameters value. So if I give here as Ben, now if I call the function without any arguments like this, it will work with Ben and 18. Hello Ben, age 18. So this is how we set default values for parameters of a function. So now let's see another example. Okay, I created a function called area, which having a parameter length and breadth as short L and B. So we are multiplying those two and giving us output. Okay, so if I run this, you can see nothing because it's just defined. We have to call it with the value of length and breadth. Let's say it's 4 and 4. If I give this, it will give us 16 as the output. So because the area of this square is 16, since length and breadth are same, it's a square, and this is 16 as a value. Okay, so now I want to add this 16 with 2. Okay, add the area's result with 2 every time. Okay, so let me store this in a variable called a, and if I print this, if I print a, we have to see 16, right? But we will see nothing. Okay, we will see none only. So this 16 is a result of this, but a is none. Okay, if I let me print a again. If I run this again, you will see 2 nuns because a is none. So what happened here? This 16 is not assigned to a because this is not a 16. This is just printing this statement. So this function is not returning anything to the user. Okay, it's just printing the thing. Okay, so it will return none only. So there will be a keyword called return. So we used to return value from it. So this is like this. Now this is like this. If I run this, we will get same output because this is defaultly set to none. If we return nothing, it will return none only. Okay, but what we want to return is L into B. So we want to give here only like this. We don't want to print like this. Okay, we just take the statement. If we want to use that output to somewhere, we have to return that output. Okay, if I now run this, you will see 16 and 16. Now you cannot see here, like now if you give like this, let's say we are giving like this, you will not see anything because we are just calling the function and it is just returning, not printing anything. So in order to see that, you have to print that using print. Now if I run this, you can see 16 here. See, you have to print that. You cannot just call it, you have to print using a print function. Okay, now if I want to add any number to it, I can add, but before I cannot add any number to it because it is not returning anything. So in order to get the return value to use it, you can use like this. So it is 18 now. Now let me write another example to explain you about passing n number of arguments. So for giving n number of values, we have to specify star before the parameter name. Okay, so if we give like this, we can pass any number of arguments we want. Let's say we want to print some number of values, hello or Tom, with number, even a list like this. If I give like 4 values, but I haven't specified 4 parameters here, but I have a star here. Okay, so if I run this, it will treat as list, and there is no name values not defined. So I have here, it should be values because I used values here. So if I run this now, you can see the output, hello Tom 76 and the list that we passed here. Okay, so this is how we print everything, like any number of arguments it will take. Okay, using the star keyword, like before the parameter. Okay, so it will be treated as list. Okay, so since it's a list, we can iterate through it using a for loop, and we are just printing that value here. Okay, what if I print the value like this, like here itself, I am just getting the value and I'm just passing here itself. Okay, you can see it's a tuple with the parenthesis. Okay, it's like a tuple, so I can iterate through the tuple and print everything we want. So, thank you.